Vice President Kamala Harris condemns Trump's violent rhetoric towards Liz Cheney, calls him unfit for presidency in a high-stakes final campaign push. In a heated final stretch of the campaign, Vice President Kamala Harris has publicly condemned recent violent rhetoric from former President Donald Trump. During a campaign event, Trump suggested that guns be trained on former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, one of his most prominent GOP critics. The comment, which seemed to imply a threat toward Cheney, has sparked backlash and concern across the political spectrum. Reacting swiftly, Harris, speaking in Janesville, Wisconsin, denounced Trump's language as dangerous and disqualifying for someone seeking the office of the presidency. Anyone who wants to be president of the United States and uses this kind of violent rhetoric is clearly unqualified to lead, Harris declared, addressing a crowd of union workers and supporters in Wisconsin, a pivotal battleground state. This country needs to move past divisiveness and threats and focus on uniting, on rebuilding, on healing. It's time we turn the page. Harris's remarks signal a pointed attack on Trump's character and temperament, seeking to draw a stark contrast between their visions for the country. Throughout her campaign stop in Wisconsin, Harris focused on her plans to support the American middle class, vowing to make cost of living reductions her #1 priority. Speaking to an enthusiastic crowd, she reminded voters of her middle-class roots and her commitment to addressing economic concerns affecting everyday Americans. "I come from the middle class," she said, "and I will never forget where I come from. As president, every single day, my focus will be on lowering your cost of living and making life more affordable for all Americans." By emphasizing her economic priorities, Harris aimed to reassure voters of her dedication to the issues impacting their daily lives, especially as inflation and cost of living remain key concerns. The vice president's comments come as Trump continues to press his own campaign agenda. At an event in Michigan, Trump stood alongside Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a controversial figure who has been widely criticized for his stance on vaccines. Trump announced that RFK Jr. would hold a significant role in healthcare within a potential Trump administration, a statement that Harris quickly responded to. She criticized Trump's decision, stating that RFK Jr. is the last person in America who should be entrusted with the nation's health policies. "This is a man who has spread misinformation that could jeopardize people's lives," Harris stated. "To put him in charge of health care would be an immense risk to women, children, and families across this country." Cheney, for her part, responded to Trump's remarks with a powerful rebuke of her own, describing the former president's words as reflective of a dictatorial mindset. "This is how dictators destroy free nations," Cheney stated. "They threaten those who speak out against them with death." Cheney further warned that Trump's behavior showed he was a petty, vindictive, cruel, unstable man who wants to be a tyrant. She emphasized that America could not afford to entrust its freedoms to someone who would resort to violent language and threats to silence opponents. The former Congresswoman, known for her fierce independence and criticism of Trump, ended her response with the hashtag #WomenWillNotBeSilenced, underscoring her determination to stand up against the rhetoric of intimidation. Harris praised Cheney, calling her a true patriot who exemplifies the courage needed to prioritize country over party loyalty. "Representative Cheney has put everything on the line for our democracy," Harris said. "She has shown extraordinary courage in putting country above party, even when that has meant going against her own political base." Trump's comments are dangerous and highlight his inability to accept dissent and disagreement in a democratic society. The vice president argued that Trump's repeated attacks on opponents and his pattern of vindictiveness reveal a personality unfit for leadership. "He considers political opponents his enemies, and he's proven time and again he's out for revenge," she continued. "This is not the behavior of a leader. It's the behavior of someone who views power as a tool of retribution." As the election nears, the campaigns are in full swing, with Harris's team zeroing in on Trump's recent comments as part of a larger message on the need for stability, unity, and competent leadership. Harris is intensifying her focus on key battleground states, aiming to sway undecided voters who may be on the fence about the character and fitness of each candidate. The vice president has a packed schedule in the coming days, with planned appearances in North Carolina, Georgia, and Michigan, where she will continue to emphasize her message of unity and highlight the importance of electing leaders who seek to bridge divides rather than deepen them. Trump's language and his alliance with RFK Jr. have given Harris's campaign an opening to appeal to moderate voters and independents who may feel uneasy about the direction of Trump's rhetoric and policy choices. Harris's team has sharpened its focus on the need for a steady and unifying leader, someone who will not stoke division or use violent imagery to describe political opponents. The American people deserve a president who respects democratic values, who will work to bring people together and lift them up, Harris said. This election is about choosing a future built on hope, stability, and respect, not fear, division, and intimidation. With only a few days remaining until Election Day, Harris's team is hopeful that by drawing attention to Trump's inflammatory rhetoric, they can connect with undecided voters who may be looking for a change in leadership style and tone. Cheney's support for Harris, even urging Republicans to vote their conscience, has also sparked attention, with Cheney reminding voters that they can keep it a secret if they want to, but should act in line with their values and concerns for the nation. As the clock counts down to Election Day, both campaigns are laser-focused on engaging undecided voters and securing every last vote. With the race razor-thin in many key states, Harris's team hopes that her calls for unity, her focus on economic relief, and her strong condemnation of violent rhetoric will resonate with voters looking for stability, decency, and a commitment to democratic principles. On election night, all eyes will be on whether this final push makes the difference in what could be one of the most closely contested elections in recent history. As the clock counts down to Election Day, both campaigns are laser-focused on engaging undecided voters and securing every last vote. With the race razor-thin in many key states, Harris's team hopes that her calls for unity, her focus on economic relief, and her strong condemnation of violent rhetoric will resonate with voters looking for stability, decency, and a commitment to democratic principles. On election night, all eyes will be on whether this final push makes the difference in what could be one of the most closely contested elections in recent history. For more updates, insights, and in-depth coverage on the 2024 election and beyond, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.